Hi everyone, happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you all have your green on today for our workout. We have a fun one today, not that they're not always fun, but this one will be really fun, I promise. Every time I say that, you know you're in for a tough workout if you haven't been watching my videos for a long time. But we'll have fun, alright? So we're going to do, I have my little cheat sheet right here because it seems like a lot even though it's not. We have 5 upper body exercises, 4 lower body exercises, 3 core, 2 cardio, and then 1 full body. So it does sound like a lot. It's really only going to be 15 minutes. Okay, so that's really not a lot of time. You can repeat it if you really want to. What we're going to do is each exercise we're going to do for 1 minute. We're going to take 30 seconds rest in between. So your total time will be longer than 15 minutes, but it's only 15 minutes of work. Okay, so really not that bad. The nice thing about having it on a timer is that you can go at your own pace, and I really want to stress that today. Go at your own pace, okay? So if you only get 5 repetitions of something, that's okay. Do the best you can. That's how we get stronger, by trying each week harder and harder. Okay, so that's really what we're going to be doing. I do have a few things as far as equipment. I have a pair of dumbbells, I have a mat for our core section, and then I also have a resistance band. And we will be doing tricep dips at one point, which you can do on the floor, but I'm going to use my coffee table here, assuming the dogs stay off of my coffee table. I apologize for the dogs. They did not get their walk today because it's very windy outside. So they are going to exercise with us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to get started here. You have toys all over this house. Go grab one. All right, so we're going to start with our dumbbells. And I'm just going to grab my timer so that it's next to me. We're going to start, our first exercise is going to be a hammer curl. So we're going to have our palms facing each other, and we're going to do our bicep curls up and down. All right, I'm going to go for a full minute here. In 2 and 1. Buddy, you do not want to be right next to me when I'm doing my hammer curls. All right, we're going to learn a thing or two about exercising with pets today as we do our hammer curls. All right, so keep that core nice and strong. You'll see I'm nice and straight. My shoulders are down. Using that arm to get those weights up. If the shoulders start to creep up and you start looking a little like this, put them back down. Take a break when you need to. Are you doubting my ability to cue people? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Go get a toy. We have 18 more seconds. And then we'll rest. Ooh. Not yet. This is a long minute. 2 and 1. We're going to take 30 seconds of a rest. Our next exercise is going to be those bent over rows. So we're going to bring the weights in front of us. We can hinge at the hip, and we're just going to pull those weights up. You can keep the grip neutral. You can do whatever grip you want, really. So we got 13 more seconds here to take a break. Yeah, you guys don't know what to do when I'm not moving. All right, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring those weights up, squeeze at the top. Potentially push your dog off you on the way down. You can't shoot, this isn't a toy. Because you're playing with it. Oh my. Extra motivation to walk your pets if they're doing this too to you. Buddy. Alright, we're about halfway through this one. If your low back starts to hurt, you can come straight up and do the rows like this. Alright? Especially if you're using a lighter weight. Really use that core strength though to stay nice and tall. My goodness. We are wired today. All right, we got about 6 more seconds. And 1. All right, rest. Our next one, we're going to do a lateral raise for the shoulders. Okay, so we're just going to bring those arms up. 2 options for this one. You can leave the arms straight, or you can have a slight bend at that elbow. Okay, both will work that inside of the shoulder. Might be a little bit easier with those bent arms though. Just a shorter lever of motion. So we're gonna grab our weights again. And we're gonna get started. I'm gonna start with straight arms. I'll probably I'll probably switch to my bent arms about halfway through. Okay. Only 2 more upper body exercises after this one. Our last one is a bit of a combination exercise. It's going to be a little bit of legs to warm us up for our second rotation. We're about 30 seconds in. Keep breathing. I know it's hard. Five more seconds. All right, we're gonna put those weights down. For our next exercise, you can do this on the floor. Okay, we can pop up. We're gonna have those hands on the floor. My palms are flat. I can raise up and do my dips this way. All right, if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can use a chair or a table. And we're going to put those palms on the table, fingers facing towards us. 3 more seconds. We're going to drop that seat off here. We're going to go down and push up. So your back is really close to the chair. I'm pretty much brushing the chair, or the coffee table, not the chair, as I'm going down to really make sure that those arms are working and not my legs. Okay, my legs are not working yet. They'll have their turn. This can be very tough on the shoulders. So if you started on a chair, it's getting tricky. You can always go to the floor. You can always stop and take a break when you need to. We have about 20 seconds. Whew. Five more seconds. Whew. Okay. Our next one. This is the part of the workout where I go, who made this workout? And I go, oh yeah, I did. We're going to do a squat to an overhead press. So again, going to be a bit of a challenge for the shoulders. These last 3 exercises are very shoulder heavy. You can use your weights, you don't have to. All right, but we're going to squat down. We're going to come up with those arms and press. So it's kind of like a squat, bicep curl, and shoulder press all in one. All right, so we're going to squat down, curl these up. We're going to flip those arms out and up overhead. There's a lot of stuff going on with this exercise. On the bright side, it takes a long time to do 1 repetition. So, kills more of our minute. There's only like 35 seconds to go. Whew. Those weights get too heavy, just drop them and do the movement with your arms. This is a really nice full body exercise. Be a little bit of cardio too. You can hear me huffing and puffing. Ooh, 5 more seconds. All right. I'm gonna put those weights down for a second. We're going to switch down to our 4 minutes of leg work. So I am going to grab the resistance band in a little bit. Our first exercise, we're going to do a lunge. Okay, so you can either do a step forward, if you don't really have the knees that like to do lunges, or we can step forward and lunge this way. Okay, so we're going to alternate our feet. You can use your dumbbells if you want, you don't have to. If you use the dumbbells, I usually keep them. Ready? We're going to start. Usually keep them at my sides. But you can also, if you want a little bonus shoulder work, I don't know why you would after that first circuit, but if you would, you can hold them up here nice and high. And if that starts to get heavy, you can always switch and bring them back down to your sides. Get a little extra forearm work when you hold the dumbbells at the sides. And a little extra shoulder work if you hold them up high. Oh my goodness, you two. 10 more seconds of lunges. Please move. There you go. All right. Okay, even out if you need to. We have 30 seconds rest. This one we are going to grab our band for. We're going to do what's called a monster walk. But you don't have to. You can walk from side to side like this, nice and straight with or without your band. If you want the full benefit, we're going to squat down, those hips are going to hinge back, and we're going to walk like this. It's called a monster walk. It kind of reminds me of a crab. But so I'm going to use my band for this, just for a little added resistance. All right. And we're going to go. We're going to walk back and forth. And I never know what to do with my hands, so I usually just keep them in front of me like I'm doing some kind of yoga pose. But it helps you keep my balance. So you do whatever works for you. The hands aren't really working in this one. Ooh. This is a good exercise for those sides of the legs, those glutes. We don't do too much sideways movement in our everyday life, so it's really important to strengthen those muscles. We're going to lay down for a while after this, I promise. Might not like what we do. Actually, no, we have one more standing. Then we're going to lay down for a while. All right, we're almost there. We got 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come up. Okay. Our next exercise, also 2 ways to do it. I don't have a good wall here. I have a couch. But you can do a wall sit. If you don't have a wall by you, we're just going to drop down into a squat. We're going to hold it for a minute. You can keep the band on or take it off. I'm tired. I'm just going to leave mine on. All right. In 5 seconds, we're going to go into that squat or wall sit. Ready? And go. You don't want to squat with me? She's saying it's really close to dinner time. And you're exercising and not eating me. So this is a good exercise to pet your dog if they're still in the room. Hello. That makes a minute go faster. Oh my goodness. The two of you are so needy today. They usually just sleep. Okay, 30 seconds to go. You can always pop back up if that low back is getting cranky and sink back into it. Remember, we got our own pace for this workout. You do whatever feels good for you. Oh my, legs are burning. 7 seconds. Oh my God. Whew. And relax. Wow, okay, we're gonna come down to the mat now. Again, you can keep the band on, you can take it off if you're still using it. We're gonna do our glute bridges. So hopefully my dogs stay out of the way for you to see this. Back will be on the mat. We're just gonna raise those hips up and come back down. Okay, we've done this one before. You can also put weights on your hips if you would like a little extra resistance. I'm gonna pass on that today. All right, let's go. Raise those hips up nice and high. Hello. 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 I was so excited to lay on the floor and I forgot that all the dogs would also be really excited. Okay, see, here's a toy. Go play with it. Go play with the toy. All right. Remember to keep those feet grounded on the floor. Really push off into those feet. Try to keep those knees even, all right? That's part of the reason I kept my band on, because sometimes my knees like to come out like this. But we want to keep them in. Really challenge that glute to extend those hips. I don't know how many seconds we have left. We have 5 seconds. Ooh. All right. We're going to go into our core segment now. So our first one, we're just going to do some crunches. All right, that'll kind of warm up our core, not that it's not already warm. And then we'll go into some planks and then some bird dogs for our last one. So we have about 15 seconds of rest here. All right, we're going to come back down on that mat. Hands can be behind the head, but don't use them to pull your head up, okay? We just want that there, nice and gentle. Feet up in that tabletop. Lift those shoulders off the mat and come back down. Nice and slow. The slower we go, the harder our core has to work and the stronger we get in that stomach region. All right. Can't always spot reduce or lose fat in one specific area, but we can build muscle in specific areas, which helps improve our body composition. So if we really work on that core work, we can help strengthen all those stomach muscles, and that'll help us improve that area a bit. It's also really important. A strong core helps us with back pain, helps with joint problems, our posture, really important. One more here. Come down and relax. We're going to go into some planks here. So we're going to do, hello. You can do this on your feet like this. We can do it on our knees. We can be up on our hands. You do whatever works best for you. I'm going to start on my feet. I might come down to my knees halfway through. We'll see how we feel. 3, 2, 1. All right. No matter what position you're in, your elbows or your hands should be directly underneath your shoulders. You want your shoulders in line with your hips in line with your ankles. No butts like this or like this. Nice and straight. Okay, that core should be on fire. Make sure your weight's evenly distributed. Hi. Hello. There's enough space for your dog to climb underneath you if they are small. Hello. Hello. 25 more seconds. Oh my goodness. 15 seconds. Hey. And we are almost there. Relax. Okay. All right, come on, guys. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Okay. We're going to do bird dogs next. So, since I don't want my bird dog, aha! You got to trick him. All right, we're going to come on down to this mat. Hopefully we're still there. All right, we're going to be up in this position. One arm's going to come out. The opposite leg's going to go back. We're going to bring that elbow to that knee. All right. And at our 30-second mark, we're going to switch arms. All right, so at 30 seconds, we're going to bring that right arm up, that left leg back. And bring that elbow to that knee. Again, try to keep those hips even. We're going to want to move and shift, but really try to keep that core strength. If anything, just hold this position here and develop that balance here first before you add the repetitions. Okay. And relax. We're going to come back down. All right, we have our cardio segment next. So we're going to start with mountain climbers. So that's where we're up like this, and those knees go to the elbows. See, that bird dog was a bit of a warm-up. All right, again, go at your own pace. This is a very challenging exercise. You can also do our standing mountain climbers, where you just stand and do this with your arms and legs. That was a really helpful description. We've done those in some other videos though. So I'm going to come up, all right, on my hands and feet, and I'm going to bring those knees in. All right, so this nice slow pace, really good for my core, gets my breath up a little bit. If I really want to get a lot of cardio, because this is the cardio section, I can run a little faster. I am pretty tired. I do not think I'm going to stick with this piece the whole time. Whew. All right, nice and even. Whew. We're almost there. 15 more seconds. Hi. Hello. All right. We're going to stand back up. Whew. And we're going to do jumping jacks next. So we can either do our modified jumping jacks, or we can do our full jumping jacks. I think I'm going to do modified. I'll switch halfway through for those of you who want to do it that way, so that we're even on both sides. And because I'm tired. All right, we have about 7 more seconds of rest here. Okay. And we're going to go. So you can either do your full jumping jacks, or if you're doing our modified, we're going to do 30 seconds on this right side, and then we'll come and switch to the left side. All right, about halfway through. All right, we're gonna switch. Got 30 seconds to go. And then we have our last finisher exercise. That'll kind of hit a little bit of everything. Whew. Okay. 5 more seconds. And relax. All right. Our last one. We're going to do a modified burpee. So I saved the best for last, but again, go at your own pace. Do what feels good for you and your body. What it's going to look like, we're going to squat down, hands are going to come to the mat, those feet are going to go back. You can either jump forward or you can walk forward. Then we're going to come up. If you want to add a final jump at the end, feel free. All right, but we're doing a modified version of this. Okay, so we're going to come down. We're going to step back, we're going to step forward, and we're going to come up. Come up nice and slow if you're feeling really tired, okay? You start to get dizzy, please stop and rest. Sometimes when we do that rapid up and down motion, it can send our heart rate a little haywire. All right. If you're really strong and you want to add a push-up at this point, you can. I think I'm good there. I did one. I try to be realistic when I do these videos. All right, we have 13 seconds to go here. And then we're done with this workout. So really finish strong. Oh. And we're at 1. All right, so that was a challenging one, but you hit just about everything, and it only took about 25 minutes. So that's a really good workout if you're short on time, looking for something to get strength in, cardio in, a little bit of balance in there too, right? So stretch well, recover well. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Sorry this workout didn't bring you more luck. I thought we were gonna get an easy one today, but you didn't. Have a great week, and I will see you next Monday for another workout of the week. Bye.